Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday. It's the last day of March. Let's talk some baseball. Let's talk some hockey. Let's talk updating the MLB algorithm. I got everything done faster than I thought I would this morning. So I've got a few minutes, and the 1 o'clock games have already started. But I'm fielding some requests about baseball, and I understand where you guys are all coming from, which is like, hey, Ken, if I spend the $100 and I buy your algorithm, is it going to be worthless tomorrow because I got to do a million hours of work to get it updated? And the answer is right now, yes. Yes, that is the case right now. Which is why I'm sending an email every day, and I haven't sent the email today because we still have errors all over the place. However, what I can say is it's getting better and it's getting easier. And I want to talk about some lineups, and I want to talk about how it is getting easier, but yes, you should be concerned. You should be concerned if you want this thing to work throughout the year because you're going to have to learn a lot of programming. So we're just going to talk about it. I mean, people ask me to teach them. All right, well, I'm doing a video and I'm teaching you guys how to do it. So whenever anybody asks me, how do I do this? I'm going to point you to a 20-minute video. Okay, that's how I answer questions. That's how I get a million things done. So we're going to talk about it. So what do you do here? How do you get this file to work? Well, I have done some changes to the odds sheet. So first of all, in conjunction with RotoWire, you got to have a subscription to RotoWire. When I say you gotta, I don't actually mean you gotta, because you don't gotta to get the lines here. You can download this for free, I believe. So you don't need it for that, but you do need it for other stats that you're going to need for the rest of the year. Now, here's what's going on. Notice that we have pitchers sometimes named and sometimes not named. And you now have to update the odds sheet pretty frequently to get whatever these pitchers are. So we were at Chad Cool right here. So all these guys are confirmed now. So we're just going to bring them over and overlay them right here. And we're still missing some, but we do have some other ones done. So that's how you do a little quick update. And of course, there will be odds and such in here in the future when it's not spring training and when it's actual games. You'll probably get money lines and spreads and over-unders there. Until then, you got to do it in your head right now. I mean, it is a ton of manual work. Let's just assume everyone's minus 110 for the purposes of looking at this, because it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're obviously going to want to look at it for the bet, but it doesn't matter when it comes to who's supposed to win the game and what the projection's supposed to be. So we just brought in some pitchers there in the odds, right? They're not all done. As a matter of fact, if you want to avoid the 6 p.m. games and later because their lineups are not complete yet, when you go and look at the lineup sheet, which is the next place you have to go, I'm giving you a really in-depth, quick way of how to update this file now that I'm getting the rosters more correct and the matrixing of the player names more correct. It's much, much faster now, but I put in hours and hours and hours of work doing this. This is why you have such an advantage using this file right now in spring training, and why I'm kind of gung-ho about doing it, because we got something the bookies do not have. Nobody can do this. This is like the day of the game, they're bringing up people from AAA and adding them to the list. Like, we have no idea what kind of impact they're going to have. You got to record some stats. The point is, let's get rid of this right here, which is every game after 6 p.m. because we don't have lineups. You can see that because the lineup factors are almost all 0 here. So that's how you know we don't have them. If you saw a 0 up here, you'd know we were missing a lineup up here, but we're not missing any of those lineups. So let's just get rid of this. All right. Here's the only games we can get accurate projections on, and we've got problems with pitchers. Well, what's going on? Did Chad Cool get traded? Let's look. Yep. He's now on, what was it, Colorado? Right? Yep. So we moved that. So now he works. Now how about Ryan Pepitot? Pepitot? I don't know about that guy. I don't know whether he's a real pitcher or not from last year. Nope. So we got to add him, I think, and we have to add stats for him. So let's figure this out. Where are you? Pep. There he is. This guy is a AAA pitcher, and 9 games started, 2-5 with a 7 ERA. Uh-oh, this is why this is good to know. So 9, all right. What was it? 2 2-7. No, 7. The ERA was 7 point something, and this was 2-5, right? And how many innings pitched? Oh, that's lucky. He's got 41 innings pitched, 2-5, 7.13. Right? 41. He's 23 years old. All right, so 41, 23. All right, now what that does, this is triple A stats, is you now have to go back to the matchup sheet, and it still doesn't work because it knows that it's looking for last year's 2021 stats. We actually want to put triple A here. Once we do that, it works. And look at that. They still win the game because we're not weighting this enough, but we got to do something about that, and I want to change that. I want to put ERA as a bigger percentage, and it's going to raise us a little bit. But it still says the Dodgers overpower them there. What do we do here? 5. Bullpen ERA, I'll lower a little. There's now streaks that could be involved. I almost want to include that. And then I'm changing some distributions real quick for the fun of it. Let's go 35. This doesn't matter. And then, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now that Dodger game, just changes scores, changes everything. Still shows a 7-3 win for the Dodgers, even with this crazy guy going. I just need to do some more work on these projections here, I feel like, to get this right. Because you know Texas is going to hit this guy a little bit today at 4 o'clock. And it makes me want to consider it over in a game like this. I don't know what it's set at. Because we don't have any odds in here. We also don't know what the odds are in this game because the -110 is just what we're making up. Now look at what we have. We have projections, all right? And what about our batter's pivot? How's it look? Everything except the Mets is okay, and the Mets are not playing in the matchup. They have a later game. They have a game that's down here, okay? So you have to copy this down. You'll see why I'm hiding it, right? Because it's going to script the pick ranks. 1 game, 2 game, 3 game. What is it like there? And I forgot to copy the home and away. Got to remember to copy this too, or it doesn't work. Yep. All right, as you can see, stuff gets broken here, and all the pick ranks break because we have games that are errors. So just don't show them. All right, now you have pick ranks. So as you're updating this throughout the day, you're going to have this problem because you're going to want to be updating lineups, and the lineups are not going to be fully complete. I think that's going to be a problem this year. I think what RotoWire is doing, and I kind of agree with it, is don't post the lineup until the lineup is confirmed. Previously, they'll put expected lineups in. They're calling them unknowns now. And I prefer this because I'd rather not form an opinion off of an expectation that may be wrong. Rather wait till you get information because you never get screwed that way. You at least know what was confirmed at one point. So I understand that, and that is going to lead to issues with the projections because you're going to have extending projections throughout the day. And this is why I'm not going to get angry because I enjoy doing this part of this, but this is why I get angry in the middle of the year because people start sending me emails saying, "Where's baseball today?" And I'm like, nobody's paid me for days to do this. You think I'm going to do all this work when I'm not betting to send you? No way. You got to update it yourself. Learn how to update it yourself. I'm not going to work for you guys every day for a one-time payment. No way. So that's why I'm showing you how to do this right now so that I don't have to answer your questions. I just forward you to this email. I'm going to call this like baseball answering question video because we're going over a lot of really technical things that you'll need to do if you're updating this yourself. Now, what else is going on here I want to talk about? The pink stuff and the green stuff. What is that? That's actually a conditional formatting formula. I'll show you what that is. You can manage your rules here. It's doing bottom 20% or top 20% of the games if you're thinking about betting. And you can edit that rule and say, I just want top 10% and bottom 10%. I want to care about only the extremes. How about that? Let's do that. It's better because then you're like, oh, which is the best pick of the day? Just the top 10% picks, bottom 10% picks. So what happens there is all of a sudden there's fewer things highlighted. And it's saying Toronto over Detroit is huge today. It's saying San Francisco over Colorado is huge. And it's even saying that the Dodgers' strength is really, really strong because their lineup factor is tremendous. So even though they have a AAA pitcher, boy, you really should think of runs in this game, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? because they got Texas going to hit abnormally high runs, and then the Dodgers have a really strong lineup factor. So the top 3 picks of the game in some fashion should be Dodgers scoring runs or winning. I'd say Dodgers scoring runs because of this guy here. San Francisco winning because there's a huge margin here over Colorado. Toronto winning. And Kansas City losing. That's why there's a -3 here. The lowest powered team of the day is Kansas City for some reason against Oakland. Oakland, not all that strong of a team, but the margin is big because Kansas City is showing so much weakness with their lineup factor. Why? Let's look at that. Kansas City's lineup factor is right here. Is it accurate? The answer is they got 3 rookies in their lineup. That's what the zeros mean right there. And anytime there's a 0, it's a rookie. So if you want to think about who are the rookies, one thing you could do is you could filter where they equal 0, and you get a distribution of all rookies. Voila, look at that. All your rookies and what team they're on. So Detroit has the most, Kansas City has the most rookies playing right here, these 3 guys, right? And then Detroit has 2 rookies. One of the reasons probably why our distorted matchups show these teams so different. Like Detroit has a bad rating because they have a couple rookies. Same thing with Kansas City. So this is something that won't be as big of a problem during the regular season when people have actual stats for the year, and the occurrence of rookies is still frequent, but not nearly as frequent as it is in this list. So let's go back to this for a second. So knowing all that, as you look back at this and you think, well, what do you do today? When the power strength is high, then the runs should be more oftentimes. That's usually what that means. And when the margin is differential is high, then usually we're going to win. And look at that. And historically, yesterday, every margin above 15% won, and margins above 10% went 4-2. Margins above 5% went 7-2. Okay, that was yesterday. How about the day before that? Everything over 2%, 2.2% won. But that's weird. That was abnormality. This is a more reasonable day, but knowing what we know about rookies, you can almost move stuff around because we had Kansas City. They probably had a lot of rookies playing yesterday also, so it was a little distorted there. So this is just good stuff. So, that's the baseball update, right? We've got baseball running, and this is the way it looks. And later in the day, I'll post the full snapshot once all the lineups and odds and pitchers are in for the day, because that's the final look that you have to put in to your results to keep track of history. All right, that was baseball. Real quick hockey update, because we have games today. Let's go grab lineups for hockey. NHL, fantasy, NHL. And, it's just starting goalies. We don't need actual lineups. We already did the injury report. You grab the goalies here. You go to the G-Stats page here. It's going right here as text. Then you have to go to the odds extractor and recopy the area and put it back and overlay it as values in the cube. That's the quick change. Some goalies changed at the bottom because I saw scores just changed. So you refresh, and now you get more confirmed goalies here. Number 1 pick of the day, Florida over Chicago. No surprise, Florida, really good team. Number 2 pick of the day, Carolina over Montreal. No surprise, Carolina, really good team. Something with a reasonable line I saw was Dallas over Anaheim. Anaheim, not. They traded away their team. So that's a reasonable line. Anything against Anaheim's a reasonable line right now. Calgary over LA. Look, ugly lines, man. See, this is oh, here we go. Number 5 pick. Wow. So Casey DeSmith going for Pittsburgh lowers Pittsburgh. It's not Tristan Jerry. And Cam Talbot and Minnesota, a team playing excellent. That means they've won all their games in the last 15 days because it's including today's game. So the 86% probably means they're undefeated in the last 15. Says they win 6-3 and only a -115 line. So that's a reasonable line for a 5th pick of the day. And everything else is terrible, right? Here, Winnipeg could potentially beat Toronto, it says, and you get them at +200. This game's really close. because Winnipeg's been playing better. Although didn't, yeah, Winnipeg just barely stuck by Detroit, right? Somebody just recently, right? Chicago, yeah. And then the Columbus Islander game, still also all favorites on this list, right? Wow. I mean, just crazy. So that's hockey. I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna tell you my bet here because I'm just gonna do this. And actually, there's no baseball games late yet, but no, my bets suck. Don't listen to me. Just read the algorithm. That's what it's here for. Don't listen to me. Read the algorithm. Oh yeah, here. What does this say by pick? Right. This says take Toronto. I don't know what their line is, but is it started right now? Yeah, this game just started. Actually, it's 42 minutes in. I'm going to take a look at scores real fast just to see if any of this is panning out. Because you can start typing them in as well. So this game, it says, this game is 0-0 right now in the second. Twins are losing to the, where's that game? Right there. Twins are losing to the Red Sox. Okay, that's kind of predictive. Tampa Bay, Atlanta, 2-0. That's also favoring Tampa Bay slightly. Yankees are losing to Philadelphia, and it says that. No way. Look at this. Detroit, 0-0. And maybe the A's game getting rained out. I don't see a score yet. Oh, no, this is West Coast time, right? Yeah, never mind. Those games start at 4. So, anyway, that's the update, guys. Good luck. Now your picks for winning. Oh, yeah, go buy this on kenbraverman.com. See you later.